Welcome everybody to another episode of Reincarnated the Podcaster. We are back with another episode after a long hiatus of 3 years.
I'm old.
Yeah,
3 years.
you know who we are. You've been
32.
watching, or what episode is this?
I don't know.
We're on season 3 now because we had to come back. So we're on episode like 2 or 3.
Welcome to season 3.
Basically, this is going to come out when we don't have anything topical to come out.
Your boy Eddie's here, Forrest, and I.
Yep.
You're Bob.
Myself.
I boob.
Babu.
Bub.
We're talking about IGN's top
25.
25 animes.
Not characters, 25 animes. Because they also have a 25 character list, which we'll go through at some point.
Of this year?
Of all
Or just
time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Dude.
Oh, so this is top 25 anime of all time, right?
This is the best anime that all of us have probably seen in our lifetime.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is top 25 of all time?
Yes.
All
Oh, I
time.
thought it was top 25 of this
No,
year.
of all time.
Wow.
This is going to be a...
So this is like...
IGN is bald, bro.
They are bold indeed.
I'd argue most of these are top 25 worthy.
Oh, okay.
All of them are, obviously. They're on the 25
Fuck
list.
you.
So at the end of this episode, it's going to be IGN's top 25, 7 out of 10, too many anime, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. That's usually how it works.
Too many shonens.
Too many
7
shonens.
out of 10.
There will be no shonens as we
Wow.
start with
It'll be-
IQ.
Spoiler. Oh,
Well, it's a sports anime, but I guess it's
It's
a
It's a
shonen.
shonen. Hmm?
wasn't it shonen? Shonen Jump?
it's just... Yeah, I mean, it just means like a... For boys,
For
right?
boys, yeah.
For boys.
Yeah.
Although that's not very progressive of you. Wow, Japan, what do you do?
Japan's never been progressive is the issue.
That's just what it is.
But, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not out of the...
I love Haikyuu.
Hey, Haikyuu's really good. I like it a lot.
I haven't seen it, but I feel like it's a fair 25.
So I think this is gonna be the issue I have, right? Until I see the entirety of this list, it kind of changes my perspective on the shows that are on this
I will
list.
say 25 to 23, not bad.
Really?
That's where it starts
Okay,
to ship, I think.
okay.
25
Because
to
I like
23.
So here's the thing, right? I like Haikyuu,
Yeah.
but in my head, right? I don't know if I would put it in like
Your top 25.
the top 25 of all time.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if I have a top 25 or 20 of all time.
I think I
in
could
my
make
head.
it. It would take me a while.
It'll take
but
me a while to fully curate it,
Yeah.
but I think I can do it.
I also
what-
feel like 24 is pretty fair. Trigun.
Trigun's very
Trigun's a very good.
I'm
one.
not going to judge the position of this anime shows. Just going to go for the ride.
Okay.
You say
IQ,
that.
pretty good. Trigun,
it's
pretty good.
Trigun's amazing.
It's the new Trigun, the one that hasn't come out yet.
All right,
All
right.
CG.
Yeah.
But Trigun, great show.
Dude, Trigun's amazing.
Old school.
Okay.
23.
Uh-huh.
DBZ.
Dragon Ball Z.
Wow, not even just Dragon Ball?
No.
Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball
Yeah.
Z.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Fair.
interesting. All right.
Yeah, we're going down the rabbit hole. 22, best anime, in my opinion, of all time, My Hero Academia.
Dude, people will take you seriously.
But I know that's the issue. But I don't care.
Okay, continue.
My
It's
Hero-
not even top 5 shown.
Well, that's why it's 25.
Oh, okay.
We got 24 more shonens to go through.
Okay.
So, 21, Made in Abyss. Amazing show.
That is
Okay,
a
okay.
very
This
good
is
show.
amazing show.
Evaded is a very good show.
It came out of nowhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's this goofy ass looking show?
And then you're like,
and then you're like, oh
It
god.
also hits the Madoka. Like it starts off
Yes.
not cute, but
Yeah.
not where you expect it to go.
Yeah,
So
came out of nowhere.
easily 21. Ads, cool. 20, JoJo. I'm surprised
cool
it's
with
not
this.
higher, personally.
But it's still, I'm
20,
still cool.
Fair.
I'm
fair.
still cool with JoJo being in the top 25 of all time.
It says the entire series.
Yeah, so
obviously,
I'm cool with this.
fair.
This
fair.
is fair. This is
19, another top tier shonen. Naruto, Shippuden.
okay.
I'm surprised this is lower than it is, in my opinion. I'm
True.
not like a big Naruto
Yeah.
fan.
The
but
original Naruto.
you think will be as
probably higher.
Higher.
I don't
Okay.
think it's gonna show up.
You don't
again.
think so?
I don't
think so.
know because it doesn't
I
say entire
think
series
original
like JoJo.
Naruto is better than Shippuden,
Okay.
but that's just me.
All right.
I've only seen bits and pieces.
Yeah,
it's
I've
a good
only seen
show.
little
It's not
bits
one of
and
those.
pieces, so.
It's like One Piece. I don't think I want to go through that many episodes.
You can't wait to go to One Piece Shippuden, huh? Another 20 years of content.
Anyway, 18, Death Note.
Okay.
It's fair. I don't think it's in my.
It's a classic, dude.
Yeah.
It's
It is a classic.
gateway.
Well, it's like Trigon. It's a classic. It's definitely a gateway.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone hit it, like, started.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trigon's a gateway.
I don't want to.
No,
Death Note
but it's
definitely
a classic.
Yeah.
I think Trigon's, like you said,
It's just
a classic.
good. It's just a good classic of that time.
I would recommend it, but
Yep.
if you don't watch older anime, I understand.
Yeah.
It's not something I'd be like, you gotta watch
Where's
it.
Platinum End?
Well, 17 is Platinum End. No, 17, you're going to hate this. Attack on Titan. Wow.
Interesting.
I'm surprised this is not higher personally either.
I do like that show, though.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm surprised it's not higher.
I'm actually okay. It's a little. It is where it is.
This blows my mind. 16, this is a gateway for probably every girl who's ever watched anime.
Is it Sailor Moon?
No.
It's not? Okay.
Or on high school.
Oh, that makes sense.
Another classic.
I have
That
seen
is a
this
classic.
show
That
probably
makes
like 5 fucking
That makes
times.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Very wholesome show. Very cute. It's definitely your gateway for all girls, I'd argue. 15, another great anime. Devilman Crybaby. This is in my
good
top
show.
10 anime of all time.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
I love
I mean,
this
it's
show.
very good. I love it.
The animation from all the shit. 14, probably one of the worst shows that you've seen.
Wait.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer? I was going to say, Devil May Cry Baby, is it a classic now? Is it a gateway?
No.
Definitely not a gateway.
No, definitely not a gateway.
Unless the kid's like 13 and the edgiest kid on earth.
Well, like, I feel like because it's on Netflix, it's more available to people.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
I
kind of
feel-
like,
But I feel
wow.
like I don't think that's the thing. No one starts with a Masaki Yusa show.
No, you're gonna start with like. I think if you're a boy, you start with like One Piece, Naruto.
Or
You're like my first anime
Or just
movie
anyone.
was Perfect Blue.
yeah,
Yeah, but
right.
you're also-
no one starts that way.
yeah, I think you're
I
older.
know kids nowadays are built different.
I'll say my gateway one was weird. It was the XXX Holic. So probably no one else probably has that under their book.
Force is built different.
Yeah. Okay, number 13, Code Grease.
Code Geass.
Geass.
Hell yeah.
Classic.
Classic.
Is it a classic now?
Yeah.
It's definitely a classic.
Definitely
now.
classic. Nick.
2006.
Yep. That was definitely.
Wow.
This is not bad either. 12. Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo is amazing.
Also a
I
classic.
fucking love that show.
Another gateway, right?
Yeah.
Gateway classic.
It's good.
It's not gateway. 11 is Bacano.
Bakano's amazing.
It is pretty good.
I love Bakano. I love it so much.
I actually haven't seen this. This is one show that I've always like
10
wanted to
10
watch.
It's such a good show.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 11.
Its intro
10
is
out of 11.
Sorry, is that the perfect? You'll hate this one. FLCL.
Fully Cooley. That makes sense.
FLCL.
That's what it says right here.
Yeah, because that's what it's called.
I remember when I
called
first
FLCL.
watched it, I didn't know it had
How
a
is it
name.
fully coolly?
Because
I
that's,
don't
I think, what the
Explain
name
it
is.
to me.
Oh, no, it's pronounced as Fully Cooley.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Fully Cooley is amazing. I love Fully Cooley.
The original. I don't know how I feel about the Cartoon Network.
Oh, the
I never-
like second
well,
and third seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was very
The music's good.
anticipated.
I might
mean, it was the
I might
Pillows.
just be like a purist, I guess. I don't
You, a
know.
purist?
Yeah. It
Never.
was like, you tainted this.
You did this.
You did.
this.
9, Yu Yu Hakusho. I think
I
it's
like Yu
good.
Yu Hakusho a lot. It's
I
one of
don't
my
think
more
it's top
favorite
10.
shonens.
It's one of my favorite shonens,
Yeah.
but also it's one of my favorite. I would say the anime is better than the manga.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I personally don't think it's top 10, top 11. Yeah.
What number are we at now?
That was 9.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Gateway classic.
This is also a gateway for you. Evangelion. I guess it's like an anime where they sell Avon
Oh,
supplies.
Neon Genesis.
Neon
yeah,
Evangelion.
Evangelion.
Good old Evangelion, dude.
It's fair. 8 seems a little low.
Classic.
Well, it depends what's above it, right?
What do you think's above it?
Bochi the Rock.
7, My Dress Up Darling.
Is it really?
What the fuck?
7 I agree with though. Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter Hunter's
I personally think this is one of the best.
Which version?
2011, obviously.
No, it's the other one.
The original?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think this is probably my favorite.
It's fucking Brotherhood number 1.
I don't know. I'm
You
on
son of
7.
a bitch.
His brotherhood number one.
I'm on 7.
Because we haven't got to it yet. I know it's going to be fucking up here.
6 is in my top 10. Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, my second 100 is great.
Great show. I do think it's better.
I love the animation.
One Piece. One Punch. Personally, I think it has better story.
Yeah, no, I can
yeah.
see that. Yeah, I can agree with
The
that.
animation obviously is like equal. Besides
But
season
that's
2.
because it's different, though.
One Punch, I think I like the concept.
Yeah.
The
It's
concept's
pretty funny.
amazing.
But then I feel like it gets repetitive. I haven't read the manga, but anime-wise, it just feels repetitive.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Mob Psycho is just, it keeps it fresh.
Uh-huh.
Dude, plus the redeeming of all the characters.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
It's more visually
Yeah.
stimulating. I don't know, appealing
It's
to
just
me.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6, I had like 5 is pretty interesting. Hajime no Ippo.
That's an
That's
interesting one to have up
that's
here.
a really good.
That's-
That's a classic
That is
gateway.
like no, that is like a classic. That is fucking old.
Does
And
it
I fucking
even have
love that
this?
show.
It doesn't have a date, but I think it's great. It's
Yeah.
an old boxing anime from the time.
Oh, it's
what
amazing.
number are we on?
That was 5.
Yeah.
I'm
Hajime no
gonna
Ippo
have
is
some
number 5.
issues, bro. I have some issues.
You're gonna have super issues with number 4.
Oh,
What's
fuck,
number
what is
4?
it?
Monster.
But Monster's a really good
Monster's-
show.
I know, I know.
Monster's
Good.
a fucking great
Oh,
show,
it's
though.
pretty good.
No, I'm just being an asshole. Monster's a great anime, but you will love number 3,
Okay.
One Piece,
That's not surprising,
the
though.
pirate that has more than one piece of treasure.
That's not surprising where it's at. 'cause-
How old is Luffy now?
I think he's
Fuck,
the
I
same
don't-
age.
Yeah.
Is
I think he's
Luffy
in-
like Ash? It just doesn't age.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, this is the longest. Maybe life is different in the sea.
Any person ever. So I'm not surprised.
I mean, it's not
here.
surprising it's up there.
I'm surprised it's not number 2 or number 1.
What are the next ones,
Wait,
then?
hold up. Is it a classic if it's still ongoing?
No.
I think
I don't know what it is.
I think it's such a staple
Yeah.
of the medium at this point. Even though obviously, it's not like it's the longest running manga or stuff, because there is stuff that's bigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Case Closed and
Yeah, but it's like-
if you're going like.
But I
length.
feel like One Piece has just become such a big part of the medium and what it is.
I will say this: I've seen parts of One Piece.
Yeah.
I've probably seen a total of like 100 episodes,
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
all sporadic throughout my life. I don't think it's like top anime of all time, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I would argue this should be number 1 because of how popular it is.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone knows it. Everyone's heard of it.
yeah.
It's like Naruto, in my opinion. Like those.
It's so
those are
big.
so
Yeah.
Or
known.
as iconic as that, or like
Bleach.
Dragon Ball,
Yeah, Dragon
or,
Ball. These
or
are
from that time period.
It's not saying it's the best anime. It's the most well known. It's probably brought the most people over.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think it's just like, you showed it to somebody and like, that's One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's iconic for what it is. And I mean, sure, the anime may have its problems as an anime, but I mean, the manga is good for what it is
Well,
and
I
what
think-
it goes through and everything.
What I think we should do at one point is do a top 10 anime, the most iconic anime in our opinions,
Okay,
and see how ours match up to each other.
interesting. Yeah, no,
Because this could be shows we've never seen before.
Yeah.
I'd probably put One Piece up there really high. But, obviously there's a lot of iconic shows that you just hear anime.
Of course.
That's probably what you think.
even like I said, even if it's not our cup of tea, you have to recognize just the powerhouse that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's number 2?
Okay, what's number 2? Before I get triggered. For
What do you
shit.
think it is?
I'm gonna get
Is it
triggered, bro.
Brotherhood,
Is it Full Metal Brotherhood?
Full Metal Brotherhood?
Full Metal
No.
or is that number 1?
I don't know. I don't know what number 1.
It's
Number
fucking
2?
number 1.
Kaguya?
No, it's
This is all old shit.
It's gonna
I
be a
feel
shonen.
like.
Is it Cowboy Bebop?
You got it.
Okay, I'm cool with this.
To me, that's also
I'm cool with this.
it's a legacy thing.
Yeah,
It's another legacy. I personally think Shamwai Champloo is the better out of the two.
Do you? Fuck, man.
What's the hot take?
That's
dude?
I don't know if it's hot take.
hot.
I don't know. I
Out of his
as
work,
much as I love Sunichiro Watanabe's stuff,
yeah,
I do think I like Cowboy Bebop more, but that's because I think I like sci-fi
Yeah.
more than
The samurais
like the
and-
period
yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
And I like, because one of the major factors is music.
yeah.
I like jazz a lot more than I like hip hop beats.
Yeah.
So
I like period dramas better than sci-fi, but I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop more than Samurai Champloo.
yeah.
I think it's because I technically saw Samurai Champloo before.
Before.
But I also I don't know, I like the samurai, the sword fights.
No, it's fun. It's a great show. I love it.
But it's not like I'm saying, like I'm choosing between like, this is garbage and this is God tier.
Obviously
this
not.
is like a 10 to a 9.999 repeat.
No, obviously. It's just a question of which one you prefer more out of the two. They're both amazing, but yeah.
Like, do you want ice cream or do you like gelato?
Yeah. Man, I like gelato better. The name sounds so much cooler. So,
number one's fucking Brotherhood, isn't it?
Number one.
I'm calling it.
What do you think?
I agree with them.
Gundam.
Which one? All of them?
Yeah, it's the robot. So it's the
you son of a
bitch. I called it.
It's Full Metal.
Of course it's going to be fucking Brotherhood. It's been on the number one of Mal forever, and those people don't let anything cross it.
Which, it's fine.
I don't think
personally, all those movies sucked ass, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, but those are the live action, so don't even. Like, I like Brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's a good series, right? Yeah. Not because it is good.
Yeah.
But it is. I don't really don't think it's the greatest of all time.
I don't understand
it's
why.
It's a classic gateway show.
Like
that's why it's so high up.
This whole list just classic.
Dude, how many people you know that are like, oh, dude, my first anime was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I know a lot of weebs, so it's not many. I feel like all of ours are weirdly
it's all
niche.
it's all 90s.
Yeah,
that's because with
before anime was cool to watch, I remember all the people I've talked to like, have you seen Brotherhood Alchemist, bro? It's on Netflix. It's so good.
Do you think this anime put anime on the radar?
Yeah.
It's probably one of them.
In the West.
In the West,
it's probably like there's a few. I feel like Cowboy Bebop is one, just because it was the first one that aired on Toonami in 99 or whenever it started.
Or like if you didn't grow up with Toonami, I feel like this one was your show.
That makes sense.
Or like Death Note.
I feel like Death Note is more to me than Brotherhood is as far as like that was the show.
Because I didn't watch anime until high school. I feel like I've heard of One Piece, Dragon Ball way before that. I think, in my opinion, the full first anime would be Death Note that I heard of.
Because Death Note would be like the big one.
Yeah.
And then obviously when Attack on Titan came out, that for me
I feel like,
is like the one now.
Yeah.
Like I said, whether or not it's a show I enjoyed parts of later and I can understand its faults, it is that juggernaut to me nowadays, probably even more so than what Brotherhood is. Because for me, Brotherhood's like the show that comes after that. They're like, well, if you liked whatever big show, stupid thing that came out, right? I feel like Demon Slayer's kind of in that territory now, but it's not. It doesn't have the same weight as those other ones do.
I feel like if you go by years, from my experience, it's like 2010 to 2012. If you talk to people about anime that didn't grow up watching Toonami, Full Metal Alchemist was the show.
That makes sense.
Or it was Death Note, or it was or in high school.
Yeah.
Those were the gateway shows.
Yeah.
After that, now that it became more like, I guess, accessible with Crunchyroll and everything, it was either Sword Art Online or Attack on Titan. It was from like 2013 to like, I don't know, 2016.
Sword Art's a super gateway.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even
That
think
was a big
about
one,
that.
yeah.
And then,
because I'd argue that might be one of the first like of those type of shows I watched.
Yeah.
And those were the main ones. I think from like 2013 to like 2016. Those were like the big shows, right? And in 2018, you get the introduction, I think, of like Demon Slayer. I don't remember when My Hero Academia came out.
Around the same time. Before, technically.
But it was just like, oh.
Because now that's the big one.
Because My Hero blew up, and then it fell as hard as a rock, and then I feel like Demon Slayer picked up all the pieces and just started sprinting.
I don't agree with My Hero being on this list.
Don't either.
I don't understand this list personally. Like, I don't know. It's not like a legacy list. It's not like someone's personal list. It's very weird mix mash. I can't tell like the age group that judged on it. It's very weird.
It's always weird when you think of just like if you're going to think of an arbitrary list of this is the best of all time, right?
Yeah.
Which obviously you have objective factors that in it, but subjective factors in it. But if you were to try to look at something objectively, you have to lay down ground rules for what that objective ranking would be.
I will check if they have anything on there, sir.
Because obviously for some of these you can take like Mal scores. Obviously, Brotherhood's number one there as well, and that you can understand where that comes from. Or I personally prefer, I would thank ProZD for this one, but the Anime News Network top whatever list is personally why I like to go out a little bit more. And so I can understand you wanting to get a little bit of new and old, because it can't just all be the old stuff, because it's really easy to go back and be like, oh, because something has lasted the test of time, this must obviously be the best, right?
So, before we go too far, I'll give you, there is slight ground rules that they do have. So picking just 25 titles from this list is obviously very difficult.
Yes.
But our team of experts, which eventually came up with these top titles.
Our team of interns.
Yeah,
probably.
That's what I was like, sure.
So we took several things into account, choosing our top 25.
Okay.
Did that anime leave a mark on you in a cultural or meaningful way?
Yes.
Did they influence the industry and genre?
Okay.
And, of course, did we like them?
Okay, so I can understand where some of these are.
So I feel like there's a very sporadic genre, like this defined the genre, just defined our time period.
Yes.
But then I feel like there's a lot of sprinkles of this is just what we liked.
I think it's a mixture of this is very popular.
Yeah.
This is a classic / very popular 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is in the list.
Because this is my thing, right? And I feel like My Hero is the only one. Because you have Yu Yu Hakusho on this list. Well, you have Hunter x Hunter on this list. You have Naruto and One Piece and like
the staples of every shonen on it.
I just don't feel that My Hero belongs in that group.
I also feel like there's two other ones that I feel like that are very out there that don't, like, if you had this on your list, they're great shows. They're my favorite shows, like Trigun and Monster.
Yeah.
They're very weird to be on this list.
I love them.
They're great. That's what I'm saying. They're great shows, but they feel out of place.
Because the other one to me now, looking back, is, well, maybe because they wanted to have like sports. I can understand.
Like
I can understand Hajime no Ippo, because Hajime no Ippo is a classic in the sports genre.
Yeah,
it's amazing. And if you wanted to put like a sports one in there, then sure, great.
But then one have
wonderful
Haikyuu or something.
But as much as I love Haikyuu, it's weird to me to like not pick like Slam Dunk instead.
That's what I would put instead of My Hero. I think Slam Dunk has more, I guess popularity or impact. I guess it had more impact in Japan than it did here. But that's what I would change.
No genre is on here? Or one genre?
There's like no romance.
There's no romance.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
I was thinking about that because when they're saying genre defined, I don't see any romance on here.
I think I would change.
Sailor Moon's not on here, which I personally think probably should be, because I think it's a time period.
Yeah, there's no Mago Shoujo, and I figured Sailor Moon would be on that list.
Or
they're
even
saying something,
or like Cardcaptor Sakura, because that was so good for
I'd
that
even say the
time
other
period.
magical, the famous one after 3 episodes.
Oh,
Madoka Magica.
Magica.
I feel like
can
that should be kind of on here because it defined it.
It changed.
Yeah,
it was just one of those subversive.
Well, I know in their rules they're like, it changed people, like, I guess, culturally, or did a mark on you. Sailor Moon was that, I guess, for people that grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
The reboot, probably. And it's just merchandise is everywhere.
That was one for me that I was surprised never came up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like Sailor Moon would be, like, if you think of anime in general, like, I don't know how someone doesn't at some point come to think of Sailor Moon.
We have 2 sets of Sailor Moon stickers. We have 2 different kinds.
I was so tempted to buy like the vans that they have for Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
So tempted.
But like, to me, I'd almost get rid of Oran and put Sailor Moon, because I think it's more of the captures the female audience at that of our time period. But I do see both of them being on this list since there's so much.
That's why I never had problems with Oran on there, because I understand what Oran is and the thing it draws. I mean, I think
there's just too much shonen on here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put that much, you want to balance it maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously,
because you have 2 mechas.
Yeah.
Right, because you have Evangelion, which is, whether or not someone likes it or it's not their cup of tea or they feel like it's overrated or everything, but it is genre defining.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also very culturally.
It was a big change.
Yeah.
What's it called?
There's memes of it.
No.
There's
controversial at the time.
Yes.
So I feel like it had its more culturally in the West.
And I can understand Code Geass being on there because it's another one in that genre, which for many people still there's so many that believe it has one of the best endings in anime in general.
Would you remove either of those two, like as it being like popular or making the culture of mecha? Would you remove either of them to put Gundam? Would you think Gundam defined mecha more than
Gundam is mecha? And if you think of like the modern day, it's probably the only one that survived.
I love Code Geass, but in their parameters, I said like it defined culture and popularity. I feel like Code Geass doesn't belong here.
That makes sense.
Yeah. As much.
Yeah.
As much, yeah. It is a great show.
Yeah.
Like probably it's in my top 25, but according to this parameter, I don't know.
Well, the issue is they have the parameter that sweeps all their other parameters under the board as what we liked.
Yeah.
They put that in, basically saying we're not going to put everything in.
How much Code Geass merchandise do you see nowadays?
Make stickers. $1 million.
Because Mobile Suit Gundam is the juggernaut that it is in the mecha genre.
When you think of mecha, you think Gundam.
Yeah, you think Gundam.
I think Gundam, then I think Ava.
Yeah. Because they already put the full series of JoJo on there. It's not like they're just strictly funneling it down to one thing.
Naruto
right?
ship it in, which I'm probably going to guess is all of Naruto.
That's probably what they thought.
Yeah.
They just put Shippuden because that's probably what
it's probably
what they watched, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can see Mobile Suit Gundam just being the bigger thing if you wanted to go with mecha, and I can understand Evangelion because Evangelion is not only defined mecha, but it's just such a big thing in general in the anime sphere that it makes sense to have Evangelion there.
I'm surprised Pokemon isn't on it.
That's true too.
Yeah. I wonder. So I think what we should do is
maybe because the anime isn't
great.
It isn't amazing, and like it defines us because that's what we watched as a kid.
It was our '90s definition,
but it's not like it's something you can go back and watch and be good.
The game defined it.
Like I'd agree if we did a top 10, if there was a top 10 or 25 gaming that defined genres,
then I can see Pokemon.
I could see that being in top 25 of all time. I could even see that being number 1 of all time in video games.
Because the anime is famous for us, right? Because we grew up with it.
Yeah.
But obviously it's the games that propel forward.
Yeah.
So
but I think what we should do is we can either do 2 episodes and do top 10 anime or top 25, whatever we want to do that brought people in, changed genres, or we can just do find genres, and I don't know how many genres there are, and slot in what you think is either the most popular or the best of the genre.
Because I'm trying to the other one you don't see a lot is like sci-fi.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of sci-fi on this list. Cowboy Bebop, Ava.
I guess Mecha goes in there.
The issue
as well,
with
a little
Mecha,
bit. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think if it's genre defined, there's just so many because they combine.
Yeah,
I would say.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of crossovers.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because that's how you build new stories is crossing into the different lines of genre.
So I don't know how we want to do it. I don't know how you want us to do it.
Because this list, there's shows on there that I can understand why you put it on there. Mm-hmm. Maybe not where on the list, but I can understand that you have them there. And there's others that, and this is something that I mentioned before, which is the issue with it for me, is it's so hard to insert something new into something like this when you don't know what its impact fully is.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why I agree with that. There is not. The issue is there is newer things, but there's nothing like brand.
That's what I said. I can understand why someone would want to put My Hero in there as like the modern pick, even though I feel like Attack on Titan fits no one's word. But Attack on Titan's bordering on like it's over 10 years old or something now too, right?
Yeah, it came out 2013.
Yeah, so it's already like 10 years old as well when that first hit.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you would want to inject some new thing in there because this is the debate you always have with like what is the best music or film, right? Because it's so hard to put something modern in there when you really can't like fathom what the impact of it is.
Technically, the newest things on here from just going off my head would be
My Hero and Haikyuu,
Demon Slayer.
I forgot Demon Slayer's on there.
I forgot it was there too.
No, there's one newer, Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho, yeah.
It's probably the newest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry Baby, but it's a remake. Yeah. It's a remake of an original, so it's not.
I guess that's true.
Crazy.
So probably My Hero, Made in Abyss might be pushing.
Yeah, that is pretty new. Yeah.
I feel like it's easier to do by decades. So you do the.
Because every decade's so different.
Yeah, you do the 90s. These are like top 25.
Yeah.
And then you don't have. I guess, this debate, I guess.
Yeah, of why every
Yeah.
But I can understand why you would try to make a list of everything of all time.
I think that
But you
would
would
be so hard.
You
Well,
would
yeah.
you would have to like, because you have to overcome whatever biases you have of when you grew up and what brought you into the medium in general.
Yeah, even if you hate the show, you gotta give it respect.
Yeah, for what it is, right? Because that's the thing. It's not just like what you like; it's what made it so big, right?
Yeah.
It's like we'll take a movie example. You know, everyone lauds Citizen Kane, right?
Yeah.
Citizen Kane is okay. It's an okay movie, but what it did for film is just so substantial. You can't look past it.
Yeah,
For what it is. So I mean,
I think it's fair. I said this list. It's not horrible. It's not great. Obviously, our list would be way different. I think we've already had a top 5.
oh yeah, we've mentioned this, but I think we
But
framed that as our favorites
This
anyway.
this is our opinional favorite.
Yeah.
It's not
Doesn't Japan have their like top 100 of all
Yes.
time?
Anime News Network does,
Anime
which
News
is a
Network.
Japanese.
There's a few we could react to that would be.
And
I
they
think,
got some deep cuts in there too. So
like Naruto.
Why isn't Astro Boy here?
one of the oldest.
Anyway, we'll figure out
Yep.
something to do about.
Yeah, this was the list. What'd you think about the list? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Are you basic? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you think My Hero should have been higher?
You think my hero should have been higher?
But
Tell us.
You
Everything.
think Chainsaw Man should be here?
No.
yes.
One of
We
my
will
fa-
debate about this right now after these credits. Goodbye.